Some say that he has a potential ability higher than Erling Haaland, and that as a child, he was gifted a bag of David Seaman's ponytail hair. All we know is he's called the Stig. Yeah, I signed this 16-year-old on a free transfer just to make that joke. Yeah, I know. As far as my transfer strategies go, one of my better approaches, I think. Roll the intro. Yes, folks, welcome back to Newcastle. Today is episode number 10 of our series here in the FM22 beta. And here we have Stig Harledsaid, who I did sign on a free, not just because of his name, that did play a factor, but also because at 16 years old, he is going to join us as a free agent, and he's very, very bloody good. Maybe he has a little bit of potential, and to be honest, I think I've developed a newfound addiction, because I have a thing with goalkeepers. Of course, the transfer window is closed since we were last here, and I did dip into the market. What did I go and sign? Did I go and get anything useful? Look, I signed two goalkeepers for the future. The first, Charlie Setford, 18 years old, signed from Ajax for £3 million. He's young, he's English, he looks very, very mediocre with terrible distribution, but at the end of the day, he's 18, he'll be homegrown at club by the time he's 21, and that in itself is kind of useful. I feel like in Europe, of course, you need homegrown at club players. One of those players is always a goalkeeper who's just come through the academy. Maybe Charlie's going to be that man, and well, if he doesn't work out, maybe the other goalkeeper will. Diogo Pinto has joined us from Sporting. We picked him up for 875k, was playing a couple of games for their B team this year. He looks okay, he's got apparently more potential than Setford. Doesn't have a work permit though. I tried to loan him out. No one wanted him. So, since we're last here, I've signed 3 goalkeepers. Have I signed anyone else? Absolutely not. No, don't be so ridiculous. Now, eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed a face that you expected to see in the outs column, not in the outs column on the transfer page. That's because Callum Wilson doesn't want to bloody leave. I accepted a bid from Sporting. He was out the door for, I think, £22.5 million. And then he turned down their contract offer. Thank you, Callum. Since then, he's just cried a lot about lack of first-team football. I've given him the odd game here and there. He's been awful. Apparently now West Ham are interested in him. So this transfer saga will probably continue. He's not been playing for us. I'm annoyed with him. Now, unfortunately, if you thought Callum Wilson being unhappy was going to be the only unhappy striker situation, no. Look, Karim Adeyemi is not very happy with me. He's unhappy that I didn't strengthen the forward line. I mean, he was the strengthening of the forward line. I don't know what to tell him. He wanted me to sign another striker. Apparently, I promised him that. Maybe I did do that without remembering during the transfer special, but we don't need any more strikers, Karim. You are the striker. 10 goals in all competitions. He's bloody brilliant. I kind of wonder how he'd be doing if he wasn't grumpy with me. Since we were last here, plenty of matches played. Of course, last episode, a really, really good 3-1 win against Chelsea. Since then, lots of green, one little bit of red at the bottom. We'll get to that in a moment. We won 3-1 against Oldham. A good little result, a game that we should be winning, a game that on another day perhaps we win. 0-0 against Man City. I don't know why I've clicked on this game. I was going to show you the highlights. I mean, Erling Haaland missed a penalty. Should we watch it? 84th minute, this happens. Haaland steps up. I've made my peace. They're going to score. He hits the woodwork. Tomori heads away. We live to fight another day. And at the end of the day, we got a draw. At one point, we will take that. Following on from that Man City result, we moved into the Conference League, and while we've played 3 matches in the competition, we've looked very, very good. I'm excited to take on Celtic today, a Celtic team that I thought would do well in this competition. They're currently bottom of the group. As you can see, 3 matches played, 3 wins. The first was against Austria Klagenfurt. We won 4-1. We then beat Addons 2-0. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Please let me know, Swedish viewers. Most recently, we beat Celtic 3-0 away from home. I'm hoping we're going to have a similarly emphatic result when we take them on in just a moment. So between all those European games, league football continued. A 2-2 draw against Stoke was pretty disappointing. We took a 2-0 early lead in this game and then just gave it up. We did, however, bounce back with a 3-0 win against Sheffield United. Adeyemi, Willock and Mukiele with the goals. Really, really nice game there. And well, in the month of October, we kicked things off with a bit of a disappointing defeat. It finished 2-1 against Leicester. There were 2 goals inside the first 3 minutes. In fact, the third goal of the game came after 9 minutes. And from there, it kind of fizzled out into nothing. A rare poor performance by Mukiele, the only defeat in this run of games. A little bit good to go out the Carabao Cup at that point, but you know what? We're playing a lot of football at the moment. It's probably a blessing in disguise. And in our most recent game, we beat Norwich 2-1. Wasn't particularly convincing. Gabby's cross hit the post and then fell to St. Maximin. He scored it. They replied, however, in extra time at the end of the first half from a corner. And I thought we were going to draw this. It went all the way to the 95th minute. Calvert-Lewin one-on-one. What's he going to do? Oh my word, that was filthy. I was convinced he was going to miss it. I'll be honest, 2-1 it finished. We'll take that. And if you sat wondering, well, why would you expect Calvert-Lewin to miss that? He's got 2 goals so far in the league. His XG is over 4. Yeah, it'd be fair to say he's not really been scoring as many as he should for us. Hopefully, today's going to set the record straight. So with those results, this is how the Premier League table looks. We currently sit in 6th, but it's a little bit deceiving because we've got games in hand on absolutely everyone, including an Arsenal team that we're going to be taking on in the second match today. If we win our games in hand, we could climb as high as 2nd. At this point, I feel like we are very much in a Champions League fight. Of course, fixture congestion is a little bit of an issue for us. We're still trying to manage our squad as best as possible. It's going to be a challenging situation, I feel like, to maintain our current level throughout the season. We're going to give it our best shot. And I think if you just sort the team here by appearances, you really can see how the team has been rotated and shuffled around throughout this season so far. There's not been a stable starting 11 like there has been in previous years. Now, despite my best attempts to rotate the entire squad to keep people happy, there are occasionally players who come to me with concerns. One such player is Farias. He wants to go out on loan. I think a loan makes sense. So expect to see him shuffled on in January, with the odd exception of perhaps the players you might suspect. Players are very, very happy with their game time. It was a concern I had this year, bringing in so many new faces. How was that going to work out for us? I think for the most part, our squad management's been pretty good. And I think that kind of shows in just the consistency of our form, but also the consistency of our team. When you look at the performances in the last 5 games, the vast majority of regular first-team players in the bright green, which is what we want to see. So anyway, today's first game is against Celtic, and for this game, we're rotating things quite a bit. I see this as an opportunity to rest some players who are perhaps struggling a little bit just with the quantity of minutes we're giving them. That said, it is still a team with a fairly familiar look. Jamal Lewis is going to come in at left-back. Michaelenko is then going to drop into left centre-back for us. Elsewhere, Mukiele at right centre-back. Tarkowski comes in as part of our rotation, with Tomori making way. In the midfield, Loftus-Cheek getting a rare appearance for us. He's made the occasional appearance here and there. This is only his second start in what I consider one of the games I really want to win. Prior to that, lots of Carabao Cup football. And up top, you can see Gabriel Barbosa is going to start alongside Adeyemi. Gabby here has played really well this season. 3 assists in the league, 3 goals in the Carabao Cup. He's yet to start in the Conference League. Today's his time to shine, and he has an opportunity really to earn potentially a spot in the first team, especially with Calvert-Lewin missing chances like he has been. As for Celtic, they are currently bottom of the group. They've not won any of their first 3 games in the Conference League. They have a very good squad. They have some good players. We beat them 3-0 away from home. I'm hoping it's going to be a similarly impressive performance from us today. If we win this, it'll be 4 wins in 4. It all but guarantees our progression through to the knockouts. That suddenly opens up the opportunity for me really to rotate the team for the last 2 games, which would be a really good position to be in, because it'd be nice to just shift our focus, I suppose, to the league a little bit more. Anyway, Mukiele, what a pass that was to Almada. Inch perfect. And then Thiago Almada just smashes it into the top corner. I mean, that's not too bad, is it? Mukiele, by the way, this pass by him is silly, to the point where it almost looked buggy, dare I say. I mean, I'll let you be the judge. But the level of whip he's got on that ball there to Almada is just silly. Takes a few touches, gets it out of his feet, smashes it home, and we have an early lead here. You may have caught it, but tactically, I've been tweaking things a little bit. We are no longer starting on positive. My face, editing Jack, move the face. Look, now we're on attacking, and we've been looking a little bit better, dare I say, when we've been on the attack and going for teams just a little bit more. It's seen us get plenty of goals without opening ourselves up defensively quite as much. Kiele bringing the ball forward. So much time and space for him to whip in a potential pass. It's going to be blocked away, but still with Tolisso. And Babu now looking to get it into the middle. Does so. Adeyemi back post, heads it back across goal. It's dropped by the keeper. Gabby puts it in. This is going to go, I think, to VAR. He may have been offside here. Sometimes you look at a chance and you just know if it's onside or offside. I don't know with this one. Oh, well, breathe a sigh of relief. The goal is given. He was not offside. And Babu with the ball across. Adeyemi did really well just to head it back towards goal. The goalkeeping itself, questionable at best. We double our lead just before half-time. Could be one last chance here as well. A potential opportunity to make it free before the break. Almada whips in. Michaelenko's there. I think this is going to go to VAR again, potentially. Was he offside? It didn't look offside to me. I mean, 2-0 and 3-0 could be very different at half-time. I'm hoping it's going to be a third. And it is going to be a third. The goal is given. Almada whipped it back post. Michaelenko nodded it in. I don't think there was any real risk of an offside there. And that is what we want to see. You can see he was onside. No doubt about it. Good little header. And what an emphatic first half. I'm not used to being up by 3 goals at halftime. Is this what it's like to have a team that just attack from the off? You've done brilliantly. Keep it up. Does anyone else get scared if you do an overly positive team talk at halftime that your players are just going to stop playing and give up? Normally I would warn players against complacency, but given the fact we never do this, we never go ahead like this, we've not bottled it, I don't think, from this kind of situation in a while, I'm not going to worry about complacency. I'm just going to try and keep happiness up. Hazard collects it for them. It's going to be lumped forward, but Michaelenko takes it down. The goal scorer of our third to Jamal Lewis, who we've not really noticed out on the left. Really nice build-up play here. Adeyemi dinks it just over the bar. Going to make a couple of changes just with 25 minutes left. No point in risking players' fitness. We're going to take off Tolisso and Adeyemi, and we're going to bring in Farias. He is going to play, I think, in the striking position. I am, however, going to play him as the advance forward. Elsewhere, we're going to bring Willock on to play ball-winning midfielder. I know some of you have been very surprised that I've kept him around like I have. I think he's a really good player in Football Manager. 25 minutes left. Surely we can't bottle it from here. And maybe there's going to be more. Loftus-Cheek hits it once, hits it twice. Did it cross the line? Apparently not. Going into this home game, we were, of course, rotating things a little bit. Pleased to report that the players we've rotated in have looked competent at worst. I mean, look, they've not done anything wrong. We've been pretty rampant in this game. As for Celtic, disappointed. I'm sorry, Celtic. I was expecting more from you. You've let me down. I mean, watch them go and score a goal now that I've said all of this. Taylor bringing it forward, gives it forward to Johnston. Don't do it twice. The game is listening. I refuse to believe the game is not listening to me. They've done nothing all game. I start talking about how disappointed I am. Suddenly it's 3-1. Taylor down the line to Johnston. Could Mukiele have done a little more here? I feel like he was kind of caught in two minds of who to pick up. Johnston's finish at the near post. Maybe a tad simple. Vukovic might feel a bit disappointed to be beaten there. Look, I'm not going to panic. We've been the way better team in this fixture. If they get another, do I start to panic? That's a genuine question. It's with Julien bringing the ball forward. I'm assuming Julien is French. I'm going to say it like a Frenchman. If it's not, I look like a plum. Anyway, Juranovic bringing it out of defence for them. Back to McCarthy. Our players, you can see, not pressing. We are always set to regroup when we don't have the ball. We're happy to sit back a little bit and let teams run around us. And then we spring the counter-attack like this. Farias very nearly gets there. Would have loved to have seen him get a goal because maybe it would have convinced me to give him a bit more game time. As it is, though, keeper got there first. But we do still have the ball. Jamal Lewis into the middle. Gabby heads just over. I wouldn't mind a fourth. Really, really good performance from us. A 3-1 win. I have a sneaking suspicion our next game away from home against Arsenal is going to be a little more challenging than this. But in terms of rotating the team, resting up players, ensuring that we progress through the group, it's all good news. We are going to be making it through the group. I think it is now mathematically possible. Thiago Almada had a really, really good game, by the way. Came into the squad, been playing centre attacking mid recently. Unfortunately, Musiala got injured again. Yeah, Musiala and his injuries is becoming a little bit of a thing, isn't it? Of course, he tore his abdominal muscle in pre-season. He's now sprained his ankle ligaments and has been out for a few weeks with that. Just not really getting an extended run in the first team this year. But the good news is, other players are capitalising on it. So, not panicking just yet. We have quite a lot of attacking talent, really. So, I'm expecting a bigger challenge in our next game. We're taking on Arsenal. They're in third. We're in sixth. If we win this game, we would go above them with 3 matches in hand. That would be pretty impressive. Let's see if we can make it happen. So going into today's second game, only a couple of days since we were last here, a chance to play a full-strength team. If we just look at the squad that we're going to go with, it's probably what I'd consider my best squad, with the exception of Musiala, who's out injured. It does mean that Diogo Pinto, who impressed last game, is going to hold down the centre attack in mid position. Up top, Calvert-Lewin returns. Hopefully he's going to start scoring alongside Adeyemi, who remains our top goal scorer in all competitions. In the midfield, Willock is going to play alongside Zakaria. In the defence, Tomori returns, as does Martinez, both players given a rest last game. Going to be honest, Martinez thus far, don't want to throw him under the bus too prematurely. Not as good as Marino, although maybe that's really unfair standards to hold him to. At left back, Mykolenko returns to his natural habitat out there. On the bench, a whole host of talents, the likes of Callum Wilson, Ransford Yeboah, Gabi, St. Maximan, Farias, Loftus-Cheek, Tolisso, Hickey, Tarkowski. Compared to our bench last year, that sounds so much more impressive. If we just take a quick peek at Arsenal, they're quite good. They're fourth in the league currently. You can see here their squad. They've got Moussa Dembele up front. They signed Trossard, Tovan. They've really bolstered their team over the last year. Of course, they finished third last season. Let's see if we can beat Arteta's men. Right, let's get into this. Trossard, early free kick. Not really what we want to see, that going just wide. Of course, last time we were here for a Premier League game, we beat Chelsea 3-1. That was quite impressive. I'm hoping for more of the same today, although these early signs are not good. Arsenal, 2 chances in the first 4 minutes. That's terrifying, isn't it? Bit of a mixed bag early on here. We are struggling for possession, but we are creating as much as Arsenal. This game has really settled down after the flurry of early chances. We have a highlight finally. Thiago Almada, probably our best set-piece taker, although that's not really saying a great deal. Whips in the ball, initially dealt with, but still not away from danger here. Arsenal attempt to play it out from the back, but we maintain possession, and Mbabu, who has been another standout player this year, is at right back, bringing it forward. Mukiele now to dink in the ball to Adeyemi, who adds goal number 11 for the season. The wide centre-back are doing the business, getting it in from the byline. Away from home, the fans are going mental in the corner. And, as for ourselves, I'm happy. Whenever I see the wide centre-back go forward like that and put in a ball of quality, I'm gonna smile. It makes me happy to see a new role in Football Manager doing something that I've not seen in previous years. 5 minutes to half-time. Let's see if we can hold on. Of course, as I say that, then another highlight begins. Thank you, Football Manager. Saka in the wide areas. Gives it to Guendouzi. Now with Emil Smith-Rowe. Gives it to Trossard, who hits it. Might be offside. I don't think he is, but I'm not a linesman. I'm going to hope that I'm wrong. It was one hell of a strike to find the top corner. VAR's going to review it, and that's unfortunate, isn't it? He was onside. Guendouzi, Smith-Rowe, Trossard bends it into the top corner. Not going to blame Livakovic for that one. Don't think that would be fair. I was hoping we could make it in at the break at 1-1. I would have been relatively happy with that. Unfortunately, there's another highlight to deal with. Guendouzi, Smith-Rowe, loads of space in the middle, tucks into the bottom corner. That was far too simple from the throw-in. And right as we were about to approach extra time, we already knew how many minutes were on the clock. We couldn't even last until then. Arsenal worked the ball nicely inside. Smith-Rowe just afforded way too much space here. Livakovic caught just praying on his knees in the 6-yard box. Didn't even try and get to it. And that's going to be all she wrote for the half. I thought we were going to go in at the break at 1-0 up. As it ends, we're 2-1 down. Probably being a bit harsh on the players, telling them they're terrible, especially Adeyemi, who scored a goal. He looks demotivated. I'm sure he'll get over it. Bit disappointing. It was a very even first half. Just lapse of concentration at the end saw them take the lead. But not going to panic just yet. Away against Arsenal is a tricky game. In Football Manager, maybe not in real life, but in Football Manager, they're good. So is Ben White. He brings it forward. He hits it over. Breathe a sigh of relief. That could have gone anywhere. So I think I am going to change things up kind of early into this second half. In terms of what I want us to do, I want us to not work the ball into the box quite as much and also look to pass the ball into space. Because of the way that we drop back when we don't have the ball, we don't counter press. We leave lots of space high up the pitch, and I want us to try and just play through balls forward and try and utilise the pace we have in the final third to latch onto those kind of chances. Mykolenko's played really bad at left back today, so we're going to bring in Hickey there. Elsewhere, Willock against his former club hasn't really shone. I'm going to bring in Tolisso, who has been a little bit of a match winner for us this year, which is not really what I expected from Tolisso, but he's popped up with some incredible long shots, some nice assists. I'll hope he can do more here. Ball in the wide area here. Maitland-Niles with it, gives it forward to Pepe. Martin Odegaard, the real creative force in this Arsenal team, spreads it. Bernardeschi out on the left-hand side. Mbabu I think has given away a penalty. I said that with pain in my voice. Could you hear it? Not what we needed. Our goalkeeper's going mental. Livakovic, what are you doing, son? VAR's going to review it. Surely it's going to give it. It is. Dembele to step up here for Arsenal, of course. Haaland missed a penalty against us, so anything could happen. He scored it. So anything could happen. The most likely outcome has happened there. Arsenal take a 3-1 lead. And that's a very disappointing way, isn't it, to really lose a grip on this game. We've not looked good in the second half, but that could be the nail in the coffin. With 10 minutes left here, we might as well try and get 2 goals. It feels like a pretty monumental effort to do so. In terms of how we're going to go about doing it, I'm going to gamble a little bit. I'm going to stick on a third striker. We're going to bring in Ransford Yeboah. We're going to play him as a pressing forward. I think that is his best role. Zakaria is going to go to ball-winning midfielder on support. This is suddenly a very, very attacking system. Hit early crosses. Let's not hold up the play looking for the overlap. Play more direct. I mean, look, we need to get 2 goals in 10 minutes, so we might as well just have a big roll of the dice, right? I mean, we've rolled the dice, and it's not really had the desired result. We've not got ourselves out of jail rolling a double. It could get worse as well. Ben White in this wide area. Lots of space to potentially get the ball into the middle. Livakovic holds on. That probably should have been a goal for them. Unfortunately, we're not going to create anything. Nothing going to happen to end this game. Arsenal going to win 3-1. I now realise that the last 3 matches we've covered have all had the exact same scoreline. Unfortunately, on this occasion, we are the team on the receiving end. See you all in training tomorrow, lads. Not happy about that one. That is disappointing. With it, we drop down to 7th. Of course, all these games in hand make it really difficult to judge exactly where we are at the moment. Just as a reminder, the board want top half. I'd like top 6, potentially top 4. I think that's still very much on the cards as well. Let's not discount ourselves just yet. Now, unfortunately, with that defeat, we lose our 6-game unbeaten run. It was going oh so well. Not entirely sure when I'm going to see you next time. There's a Winter World Cup to contend with, so we'll figure it out. We'll wing it. We'll probably be back in January, maybe for a game against someone like Leeds, who are currently 2nd in the league. That could be a pretty interesting one. I'd like to believe we might have a little bit of money to spend come January, although as we learnt last year, no one wants to sell anyone in January for a reasonable price, so there might be a bit of bargain hunting going on. So yes, hopefully I see you for that Leeds game. It's going to be a big one. We'll probably recap the World Cup a little bit and see what went on there, so if you want to leave a bold or outrageous prediction for what's going to happen between now and tomorrow, stick it in the comments, drop a like on today's video, as always, if you enjoyed, and until next time, it is me, Jack. Callum Wilson still plays for us. I'm going to try and get rid of him for next time. I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm out.